So Nick Palmer, media spokesman for the JCAN Climate Action Network and a sustainability blogger, said, "To make meaningful, timely impacts on greenhouse gas emissions requires acting now. Does the panel feel that all new buildings starting tomorrow should be designed to the highest BREEAM standards, particularly those relating to energy conservation, and that super-insulated buildings which last for generations must surely be the way forward to sustainable civilisation?" What do you think?
What do you think? I mean, we've talked a lot about energy use in the home and reducing consumption and changing, and in a sense a lot of this is about changing our behaviour, isn't it? But there's also a deal to be done in changing infrastructure and changing the performance of our environment. I'll say that yes, my personal view is yes, getting to super-insulated buildings to passive level is quite expensive. Still cost, to do a code level 6 house in the UK is about £140 a square foot. To build a code level 4 is £100 a square foot, and social housing at the moment can't afford to build, it's a very expensive building environment to build to super high levels, but we're doing very well. And indeed 2016 we made the target for code level 6. Doug?
Well, I would just say that obviously the better the buildings we build today, the more efficient they are, then the better that is for future emissions. And it would be lovely to be at a point where Kevin mentioned passive house standard. That's where you have a house that's so efficient that you don't really need a central heating system at all. You only have one tiny little electric radiator or something, and the house is so well insulated that it's just heated by the people who are in it and the occasional cook and that sort of thing. But realistically, we only replace 1% of the buildings in the UK each year, something around there. So 99% is the single most important thing. And so, although it's very significant that we're moving towards high levels of building standards, and I agree with Kevin that we should be doing that as quickly as possible, the really important thing in terms of reducing greenhouse gas emissions is to retrofit the old houses.
Thank you. At which point I'm just going to very briefly mention that just there is the stand for the Great British Refurb, which is, I don't feel as I'm being slow because I support and indeed have signed up to 1010. It's a wonderful campaign. It's important to be part of that. But I would also urge you to sign up for the Great British Refurb. We've had 2,500 people sign up this week to support this campaign for the retrofitting of our 26 million existing homes in the UK. So it's a great campaign, and we've got a lot of work to do developing technologies and rolling out the affordability and the government subsidy. This, who knows which coalition will produce which subsidy to what level, but all parties have committed to it, so it's an important campaign. I want to ask you though, because we've been talking about, Richard, we've been talking about culture change, and we've already touched on this issue of, saving money, as it were, at source, but you're into, again, something else, isn't it, which isn't about culture change, it's more about information.
Absolutely. DIY Kyoto is ultimately going to be about a lot more than energy monitoring, but the reason we've gone into this to start off with is that until people have the basic understanding of what's going on, then they're not going to make any changes. So we absolutely believe in awareness as being the first thing, and since we started the company 5 years ago, that level of awareness has jumped, it's skyrocketed, so we're probably ready for phase 2 of the project now. But yeah, what we do is we don't preach at anybody, we just give people information and let them make their own decision based on that. And you find some incredible behaviour that changes because of that, just because people go around the house and they learn small things that's unique to their house maybe, that lets them save a lot of money.